Welcome back to Studio 10. Happy Thursday. You know, there's no better time than Mardi Gras to get adventurous with your makeup, ladies. And there are plenty of balls and parties to glam up for. So if you're used to putting on the neutral eye makeup every day, we're going to step outside the box this morning. This is makeup artist Amy Shreems, and she is from Studio 114. She's going to show you how to get the perfect dramatic Mardi Gras eye. Love your palette. I was just admiring the palette before. I love the palettes when they have a lot of different colors in it, but it seems like so many times we'll get those palettes and they'll have the neutral colors and we're like scraping the bottom of the neutral colors, and then all of the just the big bright colors like the purples and the blues look brand new. So how do we incorporate these colors?
Basically, this is a fun palette for any eye color, because you know I'm a huge stickler on, you know, blue eyes need to stick with the earth tones, brown eyes can have color. This is a palette that any eye color can use. And you can have it daytime, nighttime, and that's what I love about this palette is it does go from a day to a night eye, and it makes it simple because you have one thing. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. You don't have to have all these different shadows, you know, laying around. You just have it all right here.
But sometimes, I mean, like I was saying, you have like a purple and like especially this really shimmery turquoise. And ladies, I mean, it can be a little bit scary. It's like, I don't want to look like I'm stepping back to the 80s, and sometimes it can look like that if you don't know how to do it right.
Right.
So Amy, you're going to show us how to do this flawlessly, right?
Yes, this is all about application and blending.
Okay, so you already have one of Caitlin's eyes done, and it looks fantastic.
Yes, I do.
So this is what it's going to look like if we can get a close-up of Caitlin's right eye. All right, that's kind of close. So the left eye, we'll go step by step. So what do we need to use first, Amy?
The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cover the entire lid with your lightest color.
Okay, and you're using like a neutral gold shimmer.
Yeah, it's more like a skin tone. Okay. And you want to start in the crease of the eye, and you're going to just blend outwards. Okay. And this basically makes a base for you.
And your colors do have shimmer, but you can also use matte. If shimmer could be a little scary.
Right, and it is scary for someone that's a little bit more mature. I will use that word versus.
But it can be fun too.
Yeah, and then Mardi Gras is full of gold, so you want to add gold to the corner of the eye. Okay. And then you're going to blend backwards here.
That's pretty just like that. If you wanted to keep it neutral, there you go.
Keep it neutral, yes. And the key to a perfect eye is all about blending. You don't want to see people to see that you have 4 and 5 different colors on. It's all about blending. And to blend well, you're going to need the right tools.
Yeah. So important. So just out of curiosity, what are you using?
I'm using Eco Tools, and the great thing about these, you can get them at your local Walgreens.
Nice.
And they are antimicrobial.
That's always good, because especially if you have skin like mine, you break out at the drop of a hat. That's really good. Also important, of course, to keep your brushes clean.
Yes, you want to clean your brushes. I clean mine once a week, my personal use now. In the salon, I obviously clean them all day, every day.
Yeah.
Okay, now the fun starts. We're going to start adding color. Okay. And the subtlety of this color is what is important. You don't want to put turquoise glitter all over your eye. Ever.
Oh, I don't know. It can be fun. We're thinking outside the box, right?
All right, so we are going to just barely line here. Open your eye for me, Caitlin. And then we're going to marry the two here just to give that color right underneath. And then we're going to add the purple right next to it. And it's really pretty because I didn't put my little thing underneath so her makeup's falling. It matches her sweater perfectly.
Your little thing underneath, do you usually put a napkin underneath?
No, I'll show you quickly what I do.
Okay. Because it's easy to get it all over our cheeks. I've done it, I don't know how many times.
This is the best way. Get a nice powder. Just a nice powder, and I usually just put it like right there so it catches it for you, and at the end you just brush it away.
So just a thick layer of powder. Okay.
All right, and now I'm going to go back to the gold.
Okay.
Look up for me. And then I'm going to finish it off. And honestly, this gold is really subtle, and a really cool metallic gold would be really bold for this eye, but this is kind of subtle for her. And see, watch. And you just kind of brush it away and it's gone.
Yeah. And it also has that white cast under the eye, that highlight, because I know there's certain places on your face you're supposed to highlight. That looks really,
and
really
to finish
pretty.
it off, you're just going to, look up for me, you're just going to fill in, I call it the wet lid. with I use a powder liner because you do not have to continuously add this the rest of the day. And that just blends and it kind of gives that night look. During the day, you probably wouldn't want to wear that type of liner just because it does give more of a dramatic look. And then we finish it with mascara.
Let me ask you about that wet lid, because that is a little difficult to apply if you've ever done that before. And also, Amy, how do you said it lasts all day. When you have that wet lid, you have those tear ducts there. How do you keep it on? Is there a certain type of liner that you like to use, or do you just use the shadow?
You can use shadow, but it has to be a matte shadow.
Okay.
Or you can use, I don't like using, I think we've had this conversation, pencils, because you're actually dragging it across, so you're damaging the inner lid. If you use a matte shadow, they do have powder liners, and you would want to use a flat tip brush like this, and then you just dab it. So you're not actually rubbing, you're just kind of like placing the powder there. So once that powder hits that wetness, it literally locks it there, and she won't have to reapply this at all.
Well, it looks beautiful. You add your mascara, and she looks great, doesn't she, everybody? And Amy is at Studio 114 in Satsuma. She's taking appointments now. The number is on your screen and also on our Studio 10 page on fox10tv.com. You can also get a spray tan at the salon and have your hair done. So all you have to do is put on your dress, and you're ready for the ball. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Look awesome.
She did.